Hi, Khiran. Thank you for booking with me. Thank you so much for your patience. I have been trying to get these readings out, but something has always stopped me. So I'm just gonna jump right into what I saw from your chart. I saw you were a Pisces, and let me see, I have little notes over here. You are a Sun in Pisces, Moon in Scorpio, with predominantly fire and water in your chart. So right off the bat, I always tell my Pisces people that we have probably been spiritual in more than one lifetime. The Pisces always kind of reincarnates into those spiritual roles, just because it's like we want to be connected to a higher power. We want to, or we're always attracted to spirituality because deep inside we kind of know that there's something else, and we kind of always want to merge back into the collective. So kind of boundaries and barriers may be a little faded for us. So I actually have 3 crystals here. Bloop. I have black tourmaline, I have amethyst, and I have kyanite. Now, when I was looking at your chart, these crystals stuck out to me because obviously amethyst is the crystals for dreams, and I always have this one, by the way. Amethyst is the crystals for dreams. It's the crystal of psychic protection. And black tourmaline is a crystal of also protection, but also of grounding and protection against negative energy. I feel like you are predominantly fire and water, so you can kind of already pick up messages intuitively. It's kind of hard to have that barrier. You might pick up from other people and it kind of just absorbs in you, so you really need that psychic protection, especially since you're predominantly water. I feel like being predominantly water kind of puts you more towards that intuition, especially with your Scorpio placements. Kind of puts you into that intuition, kind of puts you into that it kind of puts you into that receiving. That's what it is. You kind of receive. You're like a little sponge to your surroundings. So you really need like heavy protection. Kyanite is a crystal more to connect to your lifetimes, to see where you were from, and it's a great crystal to have when you're meditating, because it kind of just gives you bits and pieces of what lifetimes you've lived. I don't know why I feel like I'm gonna get like a lifetime where you were by the water, or you kind of lived in like an island, because I'm getting something like that. So yeah, so this crystal kind of gives you bits and pieces, and it's kind of up to you to kind of like put them all together, which is kind of what I do. Okay, so for your past life, I am going to be using the past life oracle. Here she is, and the deviant moon. Now, I don't think they make these anymore. I actually got them when I went to, I believe, one of his conventions. But if you want to look into a great author for past lives, I definitely recommend Dr. Brian Weiss. He's got a ton of past life, or not past life, he's got a ton of books on past lives. So now what I like to tell people is that you will go through different lessons during this lifetime that are either directly correlated to a lifetime, or you will channel different lifetimes during your current lifetime. I kind of explain it like Aang in Avatar: The Last Airbender. He calls on a specific lifetime that has lived already through that problem in just a different way. And this is very much indicative of it. When I do past life reads, I feel like certain one lifetime can pop up, and that can be the whole reading, or more than one. It could be like 2 or 3 that pop up. So let me see. What lifetime is most correlated to Khiran's current lifetime? Ooh. Ma'am, it's like I'm psychic. Oh man, Lord Jesus, what? So I have Asia. What did I say about water? I have spirituality and religion. I have medicine man or woman, and I have phobias. I don't know if you're afraid of the ocean. I feel like this lifetime was lived in Thailand. the Buddha is very indicative of that culture, but I feel like specifically it's in Thailand. It feels like a little village near a river. And it kind of feels like you're young. You're very young. You're maybe like early 20s, and you're being taught. You're being taught about, I don't know if you're very, very close to your grandma. I feel like this is your grandma on your mom's side. But she was like a highly spiritual person, or just highly religious. And she's coming up on this reading, and I feel her kind of trying to teach you the ropes, or I don't know if she's past in this current lifetime, but she's very much trying to teach you the ropes on this. She's very much been connected to this. And that's it. Remember what I said about Pisces being mostly spiritual and religious. And this lifetime in Thailand feels very, very difficult for you. It feels like this village is very little. It's predominantly a fishing village. I'm getting a small dock. And most of your life is lived hunting and gathering and kind of learning the ropes of like what they're trying to teach you, so you could take over her place. In a sense, you feel outed. You feel outed because as soon as you were born, they decided that you would be taking on this role. You had no say in this, but you gladly opened yourself up to it. But this did require you, I don't know if right now you kind of isolate yourself a lot, or you kind of just don't feel like you fit in with other people, but this lifetime very much isolated you. It isolated you from other kids in your age group, because you were already being prepped and primed to take over this role. I don't know if you're scared of water, or you're scared of the ocean, or like there's a very irrational phobia. I'm getting phobias here. But you died very young. You died, I want to say like 24 or 25. And this feels kind of like a tsunami hit. This very much feels like a tsunami hit. It feels like you either drowned. So if you have dreams of drowning, here it is. You drowned, or it was very, very sudden. And I feel like the god that they worshipped was kind of like a god of water, and they kind of felt like they were being punished because of this. So like I said, isolation was kind of a big theme for you here, and you were kind of given up. I don't know if you have a close relationship with your parents, but in this lifetime you didn't. You had no real relationship to them. As soon as you were born, it was decided that you would be given up to this, or you were raised by your grandma, your current grandma, by the way. Over here, she is not your grandma. She has no relation to you in this lifetime. She is just kind of like head medicine woman, head healer, but you had no real connection to her other than the fact that she was raising you to kind of take over her place. But like I said, isolation is a big, big theme for you here. And I'm kind of wanting to know what the lesson was for your lifetime. Sorry, when all else fails, I pull out tarot. Whew. What was the lesson for Khiran during this lifetime? Woo. Yeah, I'm not surprised. So the lesson here kind of was to kind of just not to live in the what if. The Six of Cups reversed is living in the past, living in memory. And I feel like here you were kind of living in the what if. What if you hadn't what if this path hadn't chosen you? What if you would have kind of made the decisions that you could have been more proud of, or kind of kind of just molded your destiny into what you needed it. Because I feel like you very much wanted to be connected to people during this lifetime, but because of what was going on and because of how you were being prepped to take over, that wasn't possible. It said listening to your emotions. Again, this is very representative of you, because remember I said that you were young. You're a water sign. Your emotions were kind of all over the place at this time. I feel like you hadn't fully accepted your role, and now in this lifetime you're kind of growing into this. You're kind of channeling this spiritual person. You were female in this lifetime, by the way. I'm seeing you long, dark-haired. There's a scar. Sorry if I do that, it's because I'm like, my face itches. There's a scar on your thigh. And this was gotten because you were trying to pull something out from the river and you got a nasty cut there. I don't know if you were born with a birthmark on your leg or your thigh, but this would directly indicate this lifetime. Also, I have the Lovers here, which the Lovers would indicate you coming into union with yourself. And I feel like this lifetime is calling out to you specifically because it wants you to kind of, I think it has a lesson to teach you about combining your logical and your emotional, kind of building that strong relationship. And kind of, I feel like that's why, because I see you have an Aquarius moon. You did not love with closeness. Even though you're a water sign and you want that closeness, your Venus sign is very detached because you didn't get that in this lifetime. This is why I feel like reading people's chart is so important, because you kind of get certain bits and pieces from their chart to this lifetime. But yeah, this lifetime was kind of very highly spiritual, very, what's it called? I'm sorry, I can't find the word for it. Very, structured. There we go. It was very structured for you. Early mornings, late nights, a lot of studying in between. There was a lot of like relationships to the ocean. I don't know if you're attracted to like oceans, lakes, rivers, but a lot of what was happening, you kind of lived around the water, and most of your food was gathered from the water, and kind of most of your life was lived near the water. So again, please let me know what this phobia is that I'm seeing. But yeah, like I said, you couldn't love people closely or attached or as much as you wanted to because you were very isolated here. You were not going to marry in this lifetime. Not that you were not going to marry during this lifetime, but here you kind of weren't. I see someone trying to talk to you. I don't know if you have a very close friend that might be an earth sign. They're trying to talk to you. They're kind of young as well too. They were kind of around your same age group. And they were trying to get you to open up. So I feel like, let me see who I'm seeing. This might be a very, very close best friend that you're going to have, or that you do have. I'm seeing the number 7. I don't know if you're a life path 7. Yeah, this friend, I don't know if you're a life path 7 or it's telling you to kind of look for that wisdom, that intuitive understanding. Life path 7s are very wise. They're technically considered old souls, but they kind of try to share all their information. So I'm seeing that life path 7 here. This person is very much, I want to say they're easygoing, but they kind of try to, in this lifetime, they kind of try to get you to see the wider perspective and try to make you feel supported. Like release of burdens is here. You might find yourself attracting a lot of good in your life because this person radiates just good. Like, I don't even know how to describe this person. This person just feels like they are always happy. They are always, they're kind of the opposite of you. They are a lot more social. They kind of just, people just naturally gravitate towards them. They might be an air sign because I'm getting the King of Swords, or it's just how they live their life. They're very talkative, very opposite of what you are. Very talkative, always stays in mind, very intuitive, always has a quick comeback for something. But this person was one of the people that you bring back from this lifetime. They are kind of here to bring you out of their shell, but you're also here to help them see a different perspective on their life. But like I said, your relationship with your grandma is going to dictate some of this. So actually, I would say talk to her, see if you have any ancestors that live near water, or there's just a relationship to water, because this lifetime is very, very indicative of that. And I think that's all I'm getting for you. I feel like there's a message for you, like for your current lifetime. Ooh, oh, there it is. What? That is so crazy. You have tens all around. That is so crazy. Okay, so 10 is obviously the ending of something. I feel like you kind of have to stop beating yourself up for where you currently are in life, which is a Ten of Swords here. You kind of have to stop living in that bad things are going to happen to you. Again, this Ten of Swords just kind of reminds me of phobia. You have to let go of those fears. You have to realize that some of these fears, yes, they are past life related, but they are also current life related. You're coming into a time of more harmony and stability in your life. This is kind of ending of a chapter, and I feel like this reading is very much of that. Like, now you see where certain things are coming from, and this is the ending of that chapter. So maybe that's why you didn't receive this reading right away. But please keep me updated. If you have any questions, please reach out to me through email or through Twitter. Thank you so much for booking with me. I will talk to you very soon, hopefully. Bye.